Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Cultist, back again with a video. NPC follow behavior. I'm going to be giving you some basic tips for how to make a character follow another character, preferably a player. Now, I'm going to separate these two. L1 and R2 allows you to duplicate. Then you just move them out there. And if we go to coat mode, tint, and then we select the color green and just press R2, we can go ahead and make our NPC visually distinct from our player. And I'm going to go into the player and get some things set up real quick for later. I'm going to take out a microchip, make it a flag, we're going to label it tags, and we're going to take out a handy dandy little tag, and we're going to label it player. This is very familiar if you've watched many of our videos. Move it up to about here. Orient the Y-axis so that Y is facing up and Z is facing forward. And that's all we're going to do there. Next thing we're going to do is go to controller sensor. And we're going to put this on force possession. And we're going to remove this wire that leads to D position. And that should cover it. Now he'll naturally follow you. The built-in logic actually allows him to just follow you wherever if you leave these chips intact. Right here we've got follow behavior, look at me, follow me, and all these things, auto jump, follow. So that's, that's something that you got built in there. I'm going to demonstrate, see how he gets around corners and stuff. Oh, also, let's go ahead and label these two fellows friend and make it so that they don't collide with friend. That way he won't have trouble colliding with us. Alright. Now he's got some pretty decent, follow behavior. However, if you want to control it more yourself, you might want to opt out of using the logic. I think what he's best at is if you actually want him to, jump a small obstacle, he's okay at that. So yeah, I will say that this is decent if you want it that way. I usually delete these and do it manually myself so that I can add all sorts of little doodads in there, but I'll show you how to do it if you don't want to use the logic. You just go into here, which is... I can't read that, it's so small. Behavior. If you go into behavior, you'll see these little things here. Follow and turn towards and look at. Now I'm going to go into him real quick, because he's the one we're going to be dealing with. Now follow, basically, makes it so the puppet, he will, stay within a certain distance of you and follow you wherever. And this is the inner radius. This basically sets at what point, at what distance will he stop following you. So if you set it really far, he won't move at all unless you're really far away from him. I will demonstrate real quick how that works. Let's go ahead and open him up. We'll make the inner radius 6. So he's going to linger there for a bit until we're quite far away. And then he's going to start following us. If we go up to him, he won't do anything. But let's reset it. I think 2 is a decent number depending on what kind of game you're making. 1 also works, but 2 is standard. It also depends on the size of your puppet. That kind of alters the radius a bit. You'll notice, though, that he doesn't really turn our direction. Like, he does, but only sort of. Like, if we're going this way, he won't face the direction we're heading. It's only when he's in motion that he actually will. And if you want to make him face us at all times, just go into turn towards and set it to player. And this basically guarantees that he'll look at us no matter where we are and orient himself with us. And there's another setting which is look at. I don't really use this very often. It only works if you have auto look set on. But basically this means he'll actually look at the player with his head. From the neck upward, we'll turn to face the player, like these two things here. I don't really use it very often because it's kind of finicky, and he looks directly at the tag, so he'll be looking down at your chest all the time, which makes him seem kind of strange. But if you had something, you know, if you maybe moved your player tag up a bit, probably wouldn't be an issue. Or if you just had a separate tag that he does look at, like say head. This is a personal detail. Like if you want him to look at your face, or if you want even stationary NPCs to look at your face, you know, that's probably how you would do it when they're talking to you. Okay, we're going to set it to head real quick just to demonstrate how this would work in, you know, in practice. There you are. He's pretty much looking at our head. But anyway, I feel like, though, the major hurdle that you have to overcome when creating follow behavior, you know, you can still put on auto jump yourself manually just by turning this on. And if you put his minimum jump height up to 100%, that means he'll pretty much jump all obstacles to the maximum of his jumping ability. That's interesting. He is not auto-jumping. That's very strange. He should be. Perhaps his jump height is not high enough to jump it. Yeah, that's it. The thing will automatically sense whether or not he can jump it, and he won't jump it unless he actually can. That does look very funky, though. But yeah, usually what you really run into is walls stopping up NPCs, and I made a video on how to get AI to follow you, and I guess you could have him jump extraordinarily high if you wanted, and that would also solve the problem, but that's a bit ridiculous. The point is, though, I did make a video on how to make AI follow you, and everything I said in that video about, you know, I think that was in my stealth series, everything I said in that video holds true for NPCs that are friendly, you know. In that video I was dealing with NPCs that were chasing you, but there's another way to make him catch up with you no matter what obstacle is impeding him. And this one I like a lot. You know, it's not for everybody. I suppose if you're going for a very realistic game, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's the teleportation method. We're just going to take out a teleporter real quick. Set it to, we'll call it NPC Tele, or Telly. Now, of course, this is, if you have multiple NPCs following you, this might not work so well, but I'm usually thinking of one. You could just relabel each NPC's teleporter to make it work, you know, properly. But basically, we're going to have a system set up where when he's not in view, he automatically teleports to us. NPC tel. Now we're going to go ahead and align Z facing forward, Y facing up. And we're just going to get him in a good position to where he's level with the floor and behind us. We'll make it about here, maybe? Then we'll go in here and put down a zone. I guess we could call this catch up. That's what we're going to call the chip anyway. Okay. We're going to make the zone a square. Basically, this is going to be the radius at which he'll start teleporting if he's not within this radius. We're going to set it so that he only looks for friend, and we're going to set it on invisible and non-collidable just in case. And we're going to take out a NOT gate, which basically means when this trigger zone is not applying power, the NOT gate will be active. When it's not applying power. That's why they call it a NOT gate, you see. It's the opposite of whatever is being inputted into it. So if it's on, it's off. And vice versa. Alright. Then we're going to take out this handy little node and the timeline. Set the timeline to play once, not time wine. Time wine. But now that the timeline is set, we're also going to need a NOT gate to stop this from playing over too many times, as per usual. We'll try a big long one this time, and we'll set the teleporter right here. That should do nicely, I think. I think I might also have a little timer. And the finished pulse will set it off. And we'll set it to positional. That should do it. Alright, I think everything is in place. So we're just going to put a little obstacle that he can't pass for the sake of demonstration. As you can see, he's back there. And he should teleport in a little bit. May have set the timer too long. Let's go take a look at it. It's interesting. It's not being triggered. Oh, I know why this is. What a silly oversight. This fellow is labeled friend. Well, alternatively, if you want to get around this issue, you could just not label the NPC friend, or if you need the NPC labeled friend, just make it so he detects a tag labeled player instead. So now the clock is going to start ticking down. And then voila! He's teleported behind us. Now, of course, I guess this could be considered very janky to just have a player teleport behind you. You could always have an animation or something play so that he, like, what is the word? Now, one thing I don't understand is why this is not playing. I'm guessing maybe finished pulse is not enough and we actually need timer finished instead. Maybe that's the only thing that's gonna force him to work properly. Yeah, just forget about timer pulse and go in here and go to timer finished. Sometimes timer pulse doesn't really work like it's supposed to work. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this out again. And there we go. You could have like a, I don't know, a puff of smoke or something. Or you could have the camera go black. I don't advise that because if you're like doing something important, that might kill you. But yeah, let's go ahead and try a puff of smoke. Kind of might make him seem a little demonic, but you know. We'll try it. It could be a bright puff of smoke, also maybe a little smaller. More to the character's height. I know one thing, this is very obtrusive, so if you want to hide the fact that he's teleporting in, this is probably the worst way to go about it, but I'm just spitballing ideas. Now there's also a way that you could do it where when the camera isn't present, this is active. So basically, if the camera is facing him, you might be able to rig something up like that. It would require a little bit of brain work, though. But yeah, that's the most basic way, I would say, to get them out of any kind of predicament that they're stuck in, and I would highly advise it because it's cheap, simple logic. And if you're making a complex game, the kind of logic that it takes to make him turn corners and do all that stuff is... it's a little extra than just doing it this way, which is fairly simple. So yeah, bear that in mind, maybe. So, we're going to give a quick shout out to our monthly subscribers, or supporters on Coffee, who keep us gamefully employed. Here are the names. Wonderful people. Thank you very much. And that's all for now. I hope you found this useful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. If you wish to support our earnest insanity, you can check the links in the description to donate or buy merch. Until next time, goodbye.